Everyone loves Chenford. Well, at least a good set of the fans who watch The Rookie do, but let's talk about the one thing fans can't seem to agree on: their age gap. Tim Bradford and Lucy Chen are one of the most talked about couples on The Rookie. He's the seasoned, no-nonsense training officer. She's the brave, determined rookie who never backs down, but their age difference sparks debate sometimes. So, I'll be breaking down if the age gap between Tim and Lucy is actually a problem, or is it just part of what makes Chenford work? To start off, how many years actually is the age gap between them? For a while, it was kind of unclear because the rookie's timeline is honestly just a mess and a lot of things don't add up. But thanks to some behind-the-scenes footage from Season 7, Episode 8, we finally got an answer. In that episode, Tim and Lucy get caught in a wildfire and later end up in the hospital. And that's where this behind-the-scenes picture came from, because Melissa O'Neill shared a TikTok that included a close-up of their hospital bracelets. It showed that Tim was born on September 25th, 1978, and Lucy on March 24th, 1988, making their age gap 10 years. Now, the age gap by itself isn't necessarily a big deal, but in the earlier seasons, the issue wasn't just the number, it was the dynamic. Tim was Lucy's training officer. That meant he was her boss, her mentor, and the one in charge of evaluating her career. There were clear professional boundaries, and for many fans, that power imbalance made the age gap feel even bigger. Lucy looked up to him. Tim saw himself as her protector sometimes, to the point of being overbearing. Their chemistry was undeniable even back then, but the show never crossed that line because it would have been inappropriate. At that point in the story, their age gap symbolized experience versus inexperience, power versus vulnerability, and that's why many fans were hesitant about the idea of them ever becoming romantic, but then something started to shift. As the seasons went on, Lucy grew. She wasn't just the rookie anymore. She became one of the most capable officers on the team. She went undercover, faced trauma, and proved herself time and time again. And Tim? He changed too. He softened. We started to see cracks in his armor, moments of humor and warmth that Lucy helped bring out. By the time season 5 rolls around and Tim finally asks Lucy out on a date, Tim was no longer her training officer. The power dynamic that once defined their relationship had completely changed. Also, the writers did an amazing job with their story. They didn't rush it, and we got to see their story slowly transform into something deeper. By the time they officially got together, it didn't feel forced. The age gap was still there, but it no longer defined them. It was simply one piece of a much bigger story about growth, healing, and connection. Fans have very different takes on Chenford's age difference. Some viewers say the age gap and original power imbalance makes their relationship feel uncomfortable or unrealistic. They worry she was basically his rookie. Is it appropriate for Tim to date someone he trained? Others argue the characters are mature adults who genuinely care for each other, so the gap doesn't matter. Some rookie viewers point out that a 10-year gap isn't automatically controversial if both people are consenting adults. Some comments I've seen have said that they hate that she started dating her training officer. He isn't her training officer anymore when they started, but there isn't much of a time gap between that time and her becoming a full cop. She hasn't had much time to build up her reputation first. Other comments point out that they are both grown adults and neither is a teenager or young. So the debate comes down to context. In The Rookie, the showrunners didn't romanticize that early power dynamic. They waited until both characters had matured and found their footing. In the early seasons, their age gap definitely raised questions, but over time, The Rookie handled it with patience and care. The writers never rushed their romance or ignored their history. They let both characters grow separately before bringing them together, and when it finally happened, it didn't feel like a teacher-student fantasy. It felt like two fully grown adults finding each other after years of growth. That's what makes Chenford so special. Their age difference doesn't define them, their journey does. In the end, whether the age gap is a flaw or a non-issue depends on you and how you view things. So did they get it right, or does the age gap still make you uncomfortable? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks so much for watching.